all of this and more. And then I know that it's difficult for you to talk about it, but it was a very difficult. I want to know, I know that you also did a show about healing.
Yes.
Right? After
Yeah.
your parents.
Yeah,
I mean,
did.
that must have been a horrible experience. I know it was a horrible experience because I was there. And I know, but did you went through a lot of shit? Because you remember you calling me up and saying, can you imagine they are even accusing me, not accusing me, but they've got their eyes on me as well. Like
No.
Yeah,
Actually,
they're
Priya, at that point,
crazy.
you know what happened, Jan? 10 days later, Benazir was assassinated and all
Oh.
of Karachi burnt, and I was in a state of shock, and I was doing well till that time.
Okay.
And then when that happened, my back collapsed. My back
Really?
caved in. No, absolutely. I've always
Physically,
I've always had low back issues
okay.
because I'm
So
always
the
bending over
down,
doing my
yeah,
stupid shit. So I've
yeah.
always had low,
Right.
but it collapsed. And I remember going to the
Slip
surgeon,
disc ho gaya tha.
and I went to the surgeon and he said, you need surgery. And I said, I cannot afford to have surgery now because I have too many responsibilities. I mean, I'm keeping everything together.
Yeah.
The murderers were not caught. They were
Yes.
caught eventually, but they were not caught at that
Yes.
time. I cannot, I feel
And then
very,
you're scared
I feel
also.
as, I'm threatened. It's just me and John
Threatened,
here.
exactly.
And I felt, so, luckily, and this is
Nahi
the
we
way
said
life works. I had 2 shows already. These shows are scheduled a year, 2 years in advance.
Right, yes, right.
So I had a show at the end of the year at the Petronas Gallery, in
Right.
Gallery Petronas, which is inside the Petronas Towers.
Right.
And then I had another
Malaysia
show
mein,
in Malaysia, and then I had another show at Art Space Dubai, which is inside
Yeah,
the DIFC.
yeah, I know
They were
that.
back to back.
Yeah.
And my back caved in, and so I would go for electric shock therapy, which would just at the back, and it would just end the pain a bit. And I would, it would take me an hour to walk from here to that wall. I would hobble like a really old man, and I had to hobble to my workshop. But that hobbling to my workshop is what kept me sane and alive.
So art.
And
Art
that
saved you.
hobbling,
Yeah.
and perhaps the pain helped. The physical pain helped to keep me.
Because
when
you need-
I discovered their bodies, my world went black.
Yeah.
No, it went black.
Yeah.
It just went black. But it was the pain and then hobbling and making something. Making something, and that's when I did my ripping the bird's nest pieces, and then which were really,
Angry,
and then you're not angry, but just
Frustrated.
whatever.
Yeah.
And then I did my cosmic chapati, which were very serene,
Yes.
and and
Beautiful.
that's where those 2 series emanate from.
Yeah.
One was extremely controlled, dealing in space, and the other is just very,
Cosmic Chapati.
yes.
What a name.
I know.
Yeah,
It was
how did that happen?
And
Was
they
it a
all done
chapati?
one wire at a time, and they all deal with space and dividing up
Yeah.
space and the way meditative
Yeah.
and these 2 series happened of mine, and so that the work kept me alive. The work kept me alive.
That's
The
always
kept
work
me
is a
alive.
crutch. It is a huge crutch.
News ke baat to Freya, seriously, everything went black. I didn't want to live.
Really? I'm so sorry.
Everything went black for me. My parents were everything. You have to understand.
Did you go for-
I was connected with both of them.
I know.
With my mother, she would talk about the micro. What are you doing tomorrow? And and my father was great. When I would get really frustrated, I'd go knock on his door. Dada, I hate everybody. He's like, Beta, come here, have a drink. And then we would sit and he would make me laugh. And I could make him laugh. And he was wicked. Nobody knows that about my dad. He was wicked.
How wicked.
Wicked. He was wicked.
Like a
he
wicked
was
sense of
funny
humor.
wicked.
Funny
No, but
wicked.
wicked,
That's what
like
I'm saying.
cutting. He could see people and just just a word. He was a maestro.
Wow.
He just a few sentences and you would be like, oh my God, Dada. And you would just crack up.
Wow.
but he was wicked. He was fantastic.
I know, he was.
They were both. They were
You
such,
are very blessed to have such a
yeah, and there was such the Pakistani dream, Johnny.
Yeah,
They made
it
it
is,
all
it's
the
really-
money through the arts, and
Yeah.
they lived art life,
Yeah.
and they were so confident.
Yes.
It's another generation of Pakistan where you're culturally
Yeah.
so incredibly
Quite
confident.
Yeah, it's true. So yeah, so it's also a great legacy. You know, I will say that this to people, that you are very blessed if you've had an amazing set of parents who
Yeah,
have
mashallah, yeah.
inspire you, or
Yes.
give you to choose. You chose your path,
Right.
but also they're the ones who made you become khudar. You know, okay, I will not take money after this from my mother. That's
Yeah.
also their upbringing,
That is
which
their
is coming
upbringing.
into
yeah,
you.
but
Right?
I remember, with my
Yeah.
with my mom, we'd like take a car out, and she'd say, "Mean, look outside. Do you see that boy your age? The only difference that you're sitting in the car is because you have your father. You have done nothing for this. You're both the same. That
Yeah.
you know, like
But teaching, those are
reality
tests of
check.
teaching.
Yeah,
reality
yeah,
check.
yeah.
It's so true. And it is, and I also remember you telling me, Papa, I asked you about the Natya Gali house, and you said, "Wo to gaya."
Nee, because right after my parents' murder, these land grabbers started. My father invested very wisely in property,
Yes.
and right after that, all these land grabbers came and started taking one property after another, and the lawyers are now. I mean, the
It's
only
still
way I
happening,
can do,
huh?
it's still going on, but it's
Wow.
fine, Freya.
Yeah.
Let it go. I'm not going to let it affect my life, and
yeah.
inshallah, one hopes for the best. You know, okay,
तो
ठीक
भाई
हो
अपनी
जाएगा. You know, like.
Are you also keeping it all together, like the legacy of your dad? Have you been able
Yes,
to?
I haven't sold any of his paintings.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
I
That's
love
okay.
them. I love his work, Freya.
That's okay. That's
And
yeah.
inshallah, I would like, to set up the museum, inshallah,
Yeah.
in a very small capacity. It'll be a
That's
private
fine.
museum, and
That's fine.
because these paintings, the paint that's just so incredible. I mean,
That's amazing.
just incredible work. It was.
Yeah.
I look at him. I love him as a father, but as an artist,
Yeah.
you look at him as an artist, and you
Yeah.
look at him and you look at him, and you look at the shit, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that man.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof. Oof.
Oh, mashallah. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's amazing.
Yeah.